Hi everyone. In my previous session, we talked about the importance of the market research and the methods of primary research. So today we are going to talk about the secondary research. The other part of the research type is a secondary research. You can see secondary research we can define or desk research. We call a collection of data that already exists. That means if you collect information, if you gather and analyze information which is not collected by you or someone else information or second-hand information or itself we call a desk research or some kind of the information that done by another third party. So it called those information as secondary information, secondary research. So in my previous session, we talk about the primary research and we talk about their main methods of primary research, the importance of the primary research and all. So here the secondary research is a kind of it's an easy one because you don't need to spend that much of time and effort when you're doing the secondary research because of the technology you can see you can just Google and you can find so many information alone. So millions of articles, millions of information, so you can gather it from your desk itself. From the daily basis, there are so many people doing research, university people and the research companies are there. So they upload this information. So newspapers, journalists, they are doing research and all the findings and all. So you can have before we gather information, before we start a primary research, it's ideal. So if you can do a kind of a second research first of all, like because of the I think if you want to search about some company, you can see there are some company websites are there, company annual reports. Sometimes you can access. So you can talk about like a business organizer if you want to find out some business like a market information. There are some like third party organizations are there. They already collected those information. For example, like government statistic department and all. You can see the business use secondary desk or desk research to collect information that already exists. It has been collected by someone else and may be available for others users. The information collected may be internal, which means that it already exists inside the business, or it may be external. So this fine. Keep in mind the secondary information can become internally as well as externally, which means it exists outside the business. You can see this figure 33.5 shows some different source of information, secondary data. So and they're giving some analysis point of secondary data. The secondary research is quicker and easier to gather because of just a finger point. You can see just type it, you just Google it. So that's why it's very easy and quicker to find information. For example, and also internal data may be immediately available, like your company annual reports. If you are doing business for 10 years, imagine let's say a business who doing business 10 years, they have all the internal data available, internal annual reports, sales reports available. So then you can easily access those information. That's internal secondary information. And also a lot of external data also available online. However, the main problem with the desk research is that the data collected might not be exactly what the business needs. The data collected might not be exactly the information that you're looking for, right? So it may also be out of date and therefore inaccurate. That's the most the bad side. You can see the good side and bad side they have given. First, it was easier to collect and quicker to collect, and also availability of data. The main problem was they given as a however point. Main problem with the secondary data or research is that the collected information are specifically matching for your purposes. Therefore, it is not sometimes up to date. It's not specifically suited for your decision making, everything. So these are the secondary data available. You can see business websites, competitors, internal data, the government publications, commercial publications, media, business websites. So you can see the examples also. In the secondary data, we can use the business website, like business history, price list, product information, outlets, and news release. Everything. The business websites are available. So if you want to find out some information from the supplier about let's say a business information about some price list, some menu or something, you can go to their business website and you can gather that information, right? So and competitors, so you can find information from the competitors like the annual reports, their price list, the product catalogs, and the PR material, everything. So if you wanted to find out, let's say if you wanted to review your pricing, you wanted to review your the price list, then easily what you can do, you can closely, you can actually slowly go to the competitor website and you can find out their information, how much they are charging for the similar items. And then according to your marketing strategy, you can select, okay, if you are going to the going rate pricing, you can select the information, you can same price you can apply, or if you selected to actually the important, for example, let's say if you want to find out kind of information from the computer, how much they're charging for several facilities and products, then those information can be used for your references also. Therefore, so computer's website and their price list, menu list, PR, everything, advertisements, everything available. So you can access those information and you can get the information what you want. And internal data, I told you the first, there are internal second research available, such as now sales figures, internal budgets, reports and stock data, complaints and previous research done by the company. So this information can be used. That's a part of the secondary data, and also the government publications. So since the government always they have a certain departments are there, like Department of Statistics, the central bank, like that. So there are so many other agencies are there. They are always their job is to having the Department of Consensus and Statistics, like that is research about the regarding consensus mean like population trends, the population trends, their population growth rate and the poverty, income level, the inflation level, the gross domestic production level, investment, interest rates, so and so, so many information they are gathered. So those information widely available in the market. So that, for example, I want to show you at USA. They're using a website like this called, you say US debt, US debt clock. So you go to this website, you can see the national US national debt clock real time. This is government information. You can see their website real time. They are updating US debt clock. So those information you can see. You can see real time. Those figures you can see the website is updating real time. You can see US national debt, how many billions or trillions you can see, and also US tax revenue. Revenue per citizen 10,470 US dollars, and then income tax revenue, and this is government debt. So government statistics department, they are online. You can see the from their states they are uploading, and then real time these are increasing, and also. So many things, money creation, trade balance. You can see US now currently in the trade deficit. US trade deficit, China, US imported oil, the values, everything, national assets, social security liability, Medicare liability. So these are the information that US 3,000 live stats. So everything is there. You can see this is the information, secondary information. You can see this corner. You can see US population. Right now they have 332 million population is there. You can see birth rate, death rate, everything, and debt to GDP ratio, and then debt per person 6,358, and then everything. You can see income tax revenue, everything. US millionaires, and then the number of millionaires in everything. Medicare enrolls, bankruptcies. They filed 645,000 bankruptcies are there, like that. So these things, you can see the gold rate, everything, dollar to gold ratio, and everything. Everything they upload. This is a US debt clock. You also can find usdebtclock.org. This is a source of secondary information that you can use. You can see the figures are changing, and then they are updating, real time updating, right? So this kind of information we call the government publication, government statistics in a business they can use. And commercial publications are there, like that. Some commercial publication research organizations such as Mintel, Verdict. So they are the very highly specialized organizations who can do research reports, and they do commercial publications, and they send all to the business organizations. So if you want to do a research, you can actually give that job to one of the research agencies, private agencies, commercial agencies, and you can get it done from there. And a media, like a media is a very important secondary source of research. For example, newspaper articles, magazines, directories, and the television, and also website. There are so many people, because of the internet, they are not reading newspapers physically, so they wanted to read the online version, the PDF versions, online versions. daily newspapers. That's a trend now. So business websites are there, so everything you can see the secondary data, right? So I think you will get some knowledge about the secondary information. What are the secondary information? What are the advantage and disadvantage of secondary market research or desk research? Now we are going to talk about the qualitative and quantitative data. So as I told you, from a research, market research, you can gather two types of information. Those are qualitative information and the quantitative information. So qualitative information definition is there. They say information about attitudes, beliefs, and intentions, usually written in words. So it's about information about attitudes, beliefs, and intentions, usually written in words. So quantitative means something numerical valuations. For example, what is your age, income, debt per person, like gold rate, oil rate, inflation. Those are quantitative information. So some of the information, the data gathered by the market research is qualitative. This means that the information is about attitudes, beliefs, and intentions of the consumers. So it is usually written down in words or recorded in a video clip. Perhaps focus groups, interviews, and social media can be used to gather qualitative data. Consumer messages on social media about a product in the market would be an example of a qualitative data, like consumer message about the product. Although qualitative data can be quite detailed, which is useful, it can also open to many different, right, methods. The interpretations are there. Yeah, qualitative information subject to different interpretation. Different people say different attitudes, different thoughts are there. This means that there may be disagreements within the business about the usefulness of qualitative research. So it is less easy to analyze statistically than quantitative data. Yeah, it's less easy. So that's the disadvantages of the qualitative data. So many interpretation and less easy to analyze statistically than quantitative data. And other one is the quantitative information. If you get an information like 1 mark question, define the term quantitative data. So you can write the information that can be quantified, which is expressed in numbers, we call quantitative data. So in qualitative, you can't write like a don't write the opposite of this. For example, if you say the information that can be like not quantified or non-numerical. Don't write like that. So qualitative information definition is totally different. We have to say not the non-numerical data. You can have to say sometimes information regarding attitudes, beliefs, and intention. These are the example to write. Don't write non-numerical data. Right? Write always attitude, beliefs, and intention collection. Usually in words, that's called the qualitative data. So quantitative, you can say using either in the numerical information. So what are the numerical information you can find out from the website I show you, the US debt clock is a statistical information, quantitative information, numbers, numerical. So you can use those things in a survey, and government publications are common source of quantitative data. So quantitative data is often easier to gather, process, and present to readers. So it is also regarded as being open to less interpretation than qualitative data. Okay. Now moving on to new part is very now in the syllabus. This is really it's a new part of the syllabus and widely testing in the exams. So, role of the social media in collecting market research data. Social media, I think this century, everyone are using social media. Majority of the population are using social media. Most famous platforms of social media you can see like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, Twitter, like those kind of thing. Like majority of the social media are normally controlled by US organizations. And if you go to China, they have China separate uh, social media platforms are there, such as WeChat. But most of the majority of the people are using social media, US networks, and from Facebook company. You can see all the WhatsApp, Instagram, and also like other thing, entertainment websites and everything like such as YouTube and also TikTok, and all that things comes under social media. So social media also we can using for researching and also advertising. Also we are using social media for different purposes, for promotions, advertising, and the research information also they are using social media. They always now organization, there are new opportunities created, new jobs created, like called social media marketing. SMM, social media marketeers, social media marketing executives are recruiting these days for the organizations who can manage, who can organize, who can manage the business in a social media platform. Social media is playing an increasing role in the marketing. So business use social media platforms and blogs to gather information. So blogging is another method. So many social media, like some people are there, they're earning money out of, example, YouTubers. Some YouTubers are there, they're earning like a lot of money out of their content. Some advertising, sometimes they're using. But this case, normally we're talking about the how to use the social media to gather information. There are a large amount of informations are there. So it's provide a cheap way of gathering information about the firm's customer, market, brand, appearance, and other market users, issues. And also, for example, the most social media platform offer numerous ways to analyze trends and conduct market research. By researching the latest post and popular terms, it is possible to gain some understanding of emerging trends and see what customers are talking about the real time. One example of this is conducting the hashtag search by setting up a few search with hashtag related to specific brand, industry, or product. Instant notifications can be received when customers, clients, or computers use the key terms. Quite often, the interaction is not led by businesses. They can simply observe or join as an equal. This can result in a variety of answers and discoveries that might have remained hidden using other research methods. So, table 33.1 summarizes the advantages of using social media for market research. Advantages of using social media for market research. So this is the summary of this thing. So if you know this table, I think you can get a good question. So this question can be come for like a 6 marker. Analyze the benefits of using social media, or you can explain question, explain the benefit, explain one benefit of using social media, or you can say outline the one importance of one benefit of using social media, or like this you can write in any different platform, 2 markers, 3 markers, 6 markers, even 9 markers. We can use the social media for market research method. So what are the main advantage? You can see broad reach, which means millions of people all around the world using social media. That's why if you put something, like a really popular one, you can get a lot of information you can gather because of the broad reach. And secondly, uh, ability to target. Yeah, target market, you can directly you can collect information from the target market. For example, it allows specific groups of people to be targeted. To target marketing, target advertising is possible. Third one, free or low cost, which means it may be free for business, and paid options are usually cheap. Paid options are usually cheap. So it may be free or business and paid. Like other paid options are there in the business, but this is usually gathering information for social media, and market research information gathering from social media is quite cheaper method. And personal method. Personal means it allow communication on a personal basis with individual customers and groups. So it's in person, you can information you can use personal basis with individual customers and group. One by one. For example, let's say you are recruiting a worker, you want to do a background check about that manager. Then you can go to this manager's social media page, and then you can go through. You can see some websites are there, such as social media like LinkedIn. So you can talk about, you can actually find out this what are the contacts, who are the people and the contact list, the information, the business, everything you can find out from them. That's called the informations are really personal. And also fast social information, that information collected from the social media is very quickly you can collect, and also from large number of people. And finally, easiness, which means high level of IT skills and complex equipment are not needed. So high level of IT skills and complex equipment are not needed. Therefore, it is easier to gather information from that way. Anyone can, if you have a mobile phone, you can gather this information, right? So these are the main advantage of using social media. We talk about the 6 advantages: broad reach, ability to target, free or low cost, personal, fast and easy. Okay. Let's go to activity number 2, the Nescafe case study. You can see this Nescafe case study. Nescafe owned by Nestle. All the Nestle companies, their product name starting with Nes. Nescafe, Nestamalt, Nestum, Nespray. like that. So this is Nescafe. So Nestle is a very large multinational company. They are producing more than 2,000 brands, students. So Nestle is a very large multinational company based in Switzerland. It sells over 2,000 brands in 189 different countries and employ about 335,000 people in 436 factories. One of its high-profile brands is Nescafe, and the instant coffee that was in 2015. Nescafe became the first global brand to transfer all of its websites to Tumblr platform. So Tumblr, which employs around 400 people, is a micro blogging and social media platform that allow users to share information, and people can post text, photos, quotes, links, music, and videos from their phones, laptops, tablets, and e-messages. The same like YouTube, Tumblr. It is not that much popular nowadays. It's a micro-blogging platform, but this is the platform. From wherever they may be, Tumblr claims that it hosts around 353.3 million blogs, and they have 150,300 million posts a year. So it's a large platform in that case. And also they're given one of the main reasons for the switch was to build stronger relationship with younger consumers. Using the Tumblr platform will allow Nescafe to develop consumer-led communications and gather useful information about the attitudes, beliefs, and intention of customers. Over the last 6 months, Nescafe says that Tumblr websites have generated an extra $200,000 in sales. Users can make instant purchases by clicking onto buy now buttons. Also, total monthly visits have risen by 29%, and users are now staying 18% long per visit. That's their normally platform and social media. They're asking two questions. Nescafe uses Tumblr to gather qualitative data. Yes, their views and opinions and everything. So question number one asking what is meant by qualitative data. You can see qualitative data means opinions, values, beliefs, and all the information regarding the qualitative factors. Assess the benefit of Nescafe using social media to help gather information from the consumers. So this case, in edX, we not get the assess, just AS level, we are getting like a 10-mark questions for assess, but IGCSE level, we don't have assess question. We have evaluate question, evaluate the benefits of Nescafe using social media. Or we can say even analyze the benefits, analyze two benefits of using social media. So let's go to the model answer, and we can see what are the answers they have provided these two questions. First case, you can see what is meant by qualitative data. Some of the data gathered by market researchers is qualitative. This means that the information is about the attitudes, beliefs, and the intentions of consumers. It is usually written down in words or recorded in a video clip. Perhaps Nestle uses social media to gather qualitative data about what people think of Nescafe. It uses a Tumblr platform to develop consumer-led communications. This information will appear as a text, and consumers send their messages. Some consumers may also post photos and other images during the interaction. So that's how examples also they're giving, application also giving. So they're asking this question, what is meant by questions are not there. You can ask this question, define or outline or define the word qualitative data. Then you have write this definition. But this case, they're asking the application of their asking. So you can see here this question. What is, you can say explain question. No application in explain question. You can just say qualitative data is the gathering information about the attitude, beliefs, and intention of consumers. Look at the other question, assess question. Think like this is a 12-mark question, assess the benefits thing. So in 2015, look at the application. You can use the word like a numbers as application. Business name is not a that much strong application point. Become the first global brand to transfer all of its website to social media platform. Tumblr, this application. Social media is playing an increasing role in marketing, and it can provide a cheap way of gathering information about the firm's customers, market, brand, appearance, and other market issues. For example, most social media platforms offer numerous ways to analyze trends and conduct market research. One of the main benefits of the social media is that broad reach it has. right? That's the advantage. In this case, look at the application. That's how they link the answer to the case study. In this case, Tumblr claims that it hosts around 315.3 million blogs and 150,300 million posts a year. That's application using numbers in the case study. This means that Nescafe can access huge numbers of customers and potential customers using the platform. So another benefit is that social media allow specific groups of people to be targeted. So in this case, one of the main reasons why the Nescafe switched to social media to build a stronger relationship with the young consumers. This application they have given to access a large number of target customers. They want to have a relationship with the young customers and the young consumers, because if you gather like a making like a good relationship with the young consumers, when they become old, then definitely they will stick to the customer business. Nescafe can also gather information from consumers instantly. You can gather information like interaction take place in real time, right? So information is always up to date. This means that Nescafe can respond to any helpful suggestions resulting from their research very quickly. Finally, the use of social media is not technically difficult. That's another advantage. Therefore, the cost-effective use. Look at the application. Over the last 6 months, Nescafe says that Tumblr website have generated extra $200,000 sales. Users can make instant purchasing by clicking on the buy now buttons. Also, total monthly visits have risen by 29%. There's application, total application for 29% with the users now saying staying 18% of longer per visit. So Nescafe clearly values the use of social media marketing. So that's a nice answer. Benefits are well explained with the application. I think it's a good example that you can how to use the application in the case study. You can see how much they use the numbers and everything. Right. So that's how when you're writing some answer, make sure that you're writing the proper way with using application. Right. Okay. Okay, when you go back to the other part of this one, we talk about the social media, everything. So we got the last part of this session, the importance of the reliability of the market research, uh, right? Uh, yeah, these organizations are normally yeah. So some people they can ask, okay, how can we like this can the information and everything like how can we like yeah, one person they're asking actually they are student asking this in the chat line. Uh, these examples answers how do we access to these? Yeah, mainly yeah. Normally this is actually the model answers and everything. Normally I'm uploading to the our Google Classroom. Then you can access from it. And also during this in this session, if you have any doubt, you can ask through the chat line also. And also everything we answers and everything model answers I will upload to the system systematically. I will send you those things in time. So the last part of this session, you can see importance and the reliability of the market research data. You can see although carrying out market research, it can reduce the risk of product failing in the market. So that's why market research is like a uh, lighthouse. So no one actually it gives some kind of vision for you to go to the right direction. It's important to ensure that the data gathered is reliable if market research data is inaccurate or out of date. And any decisions based on the data is likely to be unsound. The reliability and the market research data often depends on the number of people, questions, and whether they present the risk to anyone. Ideally, information could be gathered from every single person in the market. However, point the opposite side. This would take too long and costly, too much for the money. To overcome this problem, look at the option. The business and use a sample of people, because large number of people, when you're researching too much, large number of people is difficult. Then you can use some sampling methods. Sample is a much smaller group. You can see the definition is there. What is a sample? Which must represent the proportion of the total market when carrying out the market research. You can see like the people are doing like a COVID-19, like a PCR test. So you can get a sample from the city. Let's say you can get a sample, or you get the sample from the 100 people. If you find out that out of the 190 people positive for COVID, we can go for a decision such as lockdown or something. Because that means from the sample we can find out. That means in the sample 90% positive means in the population definitely it will be definitely more than 60%, 70% people are positive. Like that. The business could be also appreciate the human behavior. It's very unpredictable. although people may indicate their intentions in a questionnaire, like qualitative informations are subjective, different interpretations are there. So, so they and then they doing reality might be quite different. Actually, they're saying something else and doing something else. So like that, that's why human behavior very difficult to predict. That's why the reliability is very difficult. Market research, there are people are saying that they are doing this but doing this doing that, but actually in practically they are not following everything. People might change their minds and misunderstand the question. Sometimes they might also give answers that they think the interviewer wanted to hear, like that. So they want to please the interviewer. They are giving biased answers in that case. So research finding, we can't keep the 100% faith on the research. Finally, if questionnaires are poorly designed or interviews have not been trained, the quality of the research carried out might be very poor. So that's the thing. So if that's mean we call normally simply garbage in, garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. Because that means if you poorly design your questionnaire, how can you expect like a excellent 100% model? 100% perfect research result? No. So that's it called garbage in, garbage out. So if you get the like a wrong information, if you gather wrong design, if you use, then outcome also wrong. And also these issues must be addressed to ensure the reliability of the. That's why it's the main issues in a reliability of the data. So at the end, they give a large versus small business. Large business, they can easily do the market research because they have resources. But small business, they very reluctant to do because they don't have time to do. They don't have the resources to do those things. Therefore, they can use most of the secondary data. Same time, the large business can use most of the primary data they can use because they have time and resources and money and the man, everything they have. But compared to small business, they will have very less resources, so therefore using they will use some chatting with the customers and everything, so they can't spend that because it's a very so sole trader will be very busy, so how can he gather some conduct a market research alone? Very difficult. Okay, let's quickly go to this MCQ. Question number 1: which of the following is an example of quantitative data? You can use a chat line to communicate. Right, which of the following is an example of quantitative data? A, our market share is 14%. I like the product because it's reliable. The product is packaged very attractively. I would buy the product if it was available online. Yes, I got answer. A is the answer correct. The answer is correct. Very good. Excellent. Question number 2. A is the correct answer, right? The answer is correct. A is the correct answer, 14%. Second question. One purpose of market research is to do which of the following? Cut the cost of advertising, exploit economies of scale, reduce the risk in business, lower the barriers of communication. So I got an answer. Yes, C is the correct answer, again the same, right? Okay, very good, excellent. They are doing a great job. So second one answer is, third one is reduce the risk of business. Very good. Okay, third one, selling new product in a restricted geographical area to test it before national launch is called. Selling a new product in a restricted geographical area before it's going to national launch is called what? Sampling, promotion, survey, test marketing. Right? We are doing a small like testing part, testing. Small area, then going to, okay, I got answers. Yes, answer is D, the answer is correct. Well done. Right? And then fourth one, which of the following is an example of internal secondary data? Internal secondary data, historic sales figures, government statistics, market research report from specialist agency, press release by competitor. Yes, I got a couple of answers. Answer is A, historic sales figure. That's internally coming information for historic sales figures from the company. Yeah. Okay, so you can see now chapter review is there. The chapter, the case study 4. We'll discuss this case study. You can see the answer, they're given the most information they're given from the case study. Chapter review, they are given some data also. In this case study, what they are, the other company, Toyota, Volkswagen, GM, Renault, Honda, Ford, their sales in millions. You can see the number 1 is Toyota, number 2 Volkswagen, and then GM, Renault, like that. They are mainly the geographical, the market share, and the pie chart they show. You can see the global sales of cars, geographical region, 32%, 9 Asian countries, and then second large market is the North America, and then third one is the Western Europe. So they're asking you a couple of questions. Using the data, calculate the forward share of the geographical global car market share calculation, business sales over market sales into 100. Describe two benefits of using online survey to gather information from customers. If you use online survey to gather information to customers, you can see it's cheaper, easy, quick method. Those things you can write two benefits: cheap, easy, and quick method. Online survey, and it's because it's very convenient. Quick feedback can be gathered, like other than the poster survey. And the discuss imports of the reliability of the market research data to a company like Ford. In this case, you can see market research data can find the gaps in the market, can find out the information about the customer needs and wants. We can write the application also like a vehicle market. We can find the vehicle market gaps, such as there are some vehicles, there are demand for luxury vehicles, expensive vehicles, or niche market we can find from the market research. Customer spending, promotion method, product price place, from all the market mix information we can find out. We can do that. And fourth question, discuss the possible benefit to Ford of this information. So this one also, like I will share the information and I will email you the information there. In this case study, you can see the discuss the possible benefit to Ford using this information. And then finally, the last question they're asking, assess the possible benefit to using by market research. They can gather information successfully. They can make decisions by using this information. They can identify the needs and wants of the customers. Ford can design a car that meets the specific needs of customers, and so on. So this case study you can do as a homework question, and also you can send those answers to the me through the different methods. So that's the end of the market research session. So we talk about, finally, to summarize today's lesson, talk about mainly secondary research, because my previous session we talked about primary research information. Today in my session we talk about the role of secondary market research and their main method that we're using, secondary information methods. And also we talk about the methods of gathering secondary data, quantitative and qualitative information, and the secondary data such as the role of social media and everything, right? So like that, in this session we talk about mainly about that thing. Most important topic we discussed today is the role of social media in collecting market research information, quantitative, qualitative, and the role of social media. So that is really important topic. So go through again and again about this thing. I talk about the case study Nescafe and how the importance of the social media for them. And also final topic, talk about the importance of the reliability of the market research and the market research data. And also finally, we talk about a couple of MCQs also regarding market research information. And now we are going to talk about the chapter review question. So that's the end of the today's session. So in the second session, I will upload to this one in YouTube. So the next one is actually, I'm going to start a new topic in my next session. That's called the imports of marketing. Imports of marketing. Here in this topic, we are going to talk about the imports of marketing and the consumer, like a market orientation, product orientation, how to respond to changes in the market, customer loyalty, and everything. We are going to, it's a very important session. The imports of marketing for a business organization, we are going to discuss there in my next session. So join with me. Keep watching this information, and also you can have, if you have any doubt, please you can free to ask any question in the chat line. So right, with that we are winding up this session. Thank you very much.